morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well on this lovely, lovely day. Today, I thought I would share with you the reading we have from the Methodist Prayer Handbook, which I haven't posted these in a while, so I'll stick some pictures of the daily readings in the comments if you don't have them. If you would like to follow along. Not everyone uses them. I don't use them all the time, but sometimes, that's when people are pulling scriptures from the lectionary or from the handbook, that's where these are coming from. And so today, we're in the middle of a few weeks of going through Luke. And today's reading is from the beginning of the 6th chapter of Luke, Luke chapter 6. And I want to read you the beginning of the reading. It says, "One Sabbath, while Jesus was going through the cornfields, his disciples plucked some heads of grain, rubbed them in their hands, and ate them. But some of the Pharisees said, 'Why are you doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath?' Jesus answered, 'Have you not read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God and took and ate the bread of the presence, which it is not lawful for any but the priest to eat, and gave some to his companions. Then he said to them, 'The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath.'" So today, there are many ways that you can look at that passage, and there it continues on to Jesus healing a man with a withered hand again on the Sabbath, and the Pharisees having difficulties with that. And it got me thinking about this whole notion of Sabbath. It is one of my favorite topics to talk about. It's something that actually my friends know me for talking about. I have several friends who I would maybe consider workaholics. I am not a workaholic. And I often find myself as the one reminding my friends that they need to take a day off, that they need to take their vacation time, that, it's important to just chill for a little bit, that you don't have to be on all the time. Anyway, Sabbath is one of my favorite topics, and it's worth remembering that to take the Sabbath, to honor the Sabbath, is one of the 10 Commandments. It's one of the big 10 up there. But saying all of that, for some of us, the past year has kind of felt like an enforced Sabbath. It seems a weird topic to maybe try and talk about in the normal way, because this year has been so strange. For others of us, we've been working from home, or we might have family around us all the time, and the thought of taking a Sabbath, a full day away apart from our, responsibilities and such, just to be with God, that sounds laughable in some instances. And so, what is the Sabbath about anyway, and how can we think about it, especially during this time? What is the purpose of Sabbath, and what does it look like for us today? And I was trying to think of what this might mean for us, and how we might think about it in these days, especially. And it helps. This passage that we've heard has already told us, well, it's not about rules and regulations. It says in another place, the Sabbath was not made for humans, the other way. Humans were not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath was made for humans. It's meant to be for us. It's a gift for us, and it's meant to help us. And I think it helps us in 3 ways. One, perhaps one of the most important these days, is it reminds us regularly that God is the one in control, not us. We're supposed to just stop. The world will keep turning without us. We're supposed to take a break and let God keep things going. God is the one in control. And perhaps right now that is helpful to remember as we all kind of stop what we're doing, in lockdown, and as we wait and see how things going. God will keep things going for us. We don't have to bear the entire world on our shoulders all the time. 2, we need rest. We need rest, and we deserve rest, real, full rest. And not just us, but all of creation. In the passage in Genesis where it talks about the Sabbath, it says it's not just us who need to take a Sabbath day. It's all of the hired hands, it's the slaves in the fields, it's people who would not have been considered, worthy of any sort of rights. All of these people deserve to have a time of rest. And even more than that, it also says that the animals who work in your fields deserve a time of rest. It was revolutionary to think about, those lower than kind of people and even the animals deserving of this right to rest, that the Sabbath is for all of creation. And that's something that it's so important to remember for those of us who maybe are working non-stop or feel like you're working non-stop right now, especially if you're in those professions where things are so essential these days. It may feel like it's impossible to take that rest. And so I would perhaps encourage, if you can't take a full day, which does seem difficult even in normal times, perhaps set aside even an hour or two, at a time and work your way up. Just try and remember that you need a space. You deserve a space to take time apart and just sit. Sit in quiet, take a break, talk to God, and remember that we all deserve that time of rest. And third, one thing I love about it is that it says, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. The Sabbath isn't just a time to sit on our phones and watch, YouTube videos or to catch up on all of the latest Netflix binge-worthy series, but it's a time to keep it holy. If we're not taking a day of rest or a time of rest that's specifically directed for God, then we're not quite doing Sabbath correctly. For many of us in normal times, that would mean going to church on a Sunday. Ministers often take another day of the week or another time to set apart and have some dedicated prayer time, have some dedicated reflection time. And so maybe now, some of us are still definitely doing the Sunday routine, but others of us have maybe gotten out of the routine of coming to God once a week and remembering to take that time as a holy time. And so I'd invite you to definitely set aside a day. If Sunday, doesn't work for whatever reason right now, you can always, thankfully, everything is done online, so you can always, watch a recorded session later. But take a day to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. And so those are my thoughts for today, and I'll invite you today to think about Sabbath and how you might remember it in this season. So take care, and I'll see you later.